going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Bikes and the Furious. You're going to need more than that crotch rocket. So, y'all are probably starting to think that this is only an action figure collecting channel, which it sort of is. But for this one, I think we will switch the topic back to motorcycling and, in particular, gear. And we'll talk about my favorite helmet that I have. And have a sort of, in a way, a collection of it. And I'll explain why I like it and a few of the features about it. And the helmet in particular is made by Icon Motorsports, which is a great brand. They sort of are more geared towards street riding, which is not very common. A lot of major helmet brands are definitely geared toward racers and racing and closed course. But Icon, they sort of champion the street rider. They make gear, for quality gear for street riders. And this is the Airframe Pro. It came out, I think, in 2016 or so, 2015, 2016. But they came out with a graphic called the Pharaoh. And I've always been fascinated with ancient Egypt from a very young age. The symbolism, the architecture, mythology, just all of it. I thought it was really cool. And so when I saw this graphic, definitely had to pick this one up. This one is dubbed, it's called the Pharaoh. And it's basically designed to look like an Egyptian burial mask for the Pharaoh Amenhotep. And you can see it's sort of got like a face to it with the glaring eyes, which is pretty cool. Up both sides, it's got wings. And anytime in Egyptian symbology, when you see wings and a serpent, that is symbolic of the duality of the heavens and the earth. The serpent slithers on the ground, and the birds of prey, falcons and hawks, eagles, they soar in the sky. So I thought that was really cool, and the graphics really catch your eye. I get a lot of compliments on this helmet when I wear it. I don't wear it regularly. I've got other helmets that are just more of my grab and go helmets that I will wear for regular routine riding. This is more of a helmet that I would wear to like a motorcycle show or a bike night local or something like that. Because I like to show it off every once in a while. This is a discontinued helmet. The helmet model, the Airframe Pro, was one of the first ones that had this recess in the back, so that when you are in a riding position for a sport bike, it allows more comfort on the back of your neck. And especially if you have a jacket that has like a race hump or a sport hump on the leathers, it can accommodate that. And it's a great helmet. It's really lightweight, flexible. It at the time, and I think it may still be the top the top of the line model that Icon offers, the premium, if you will. And it really feels great to wear it. It in the hot summer, it moves a ton of air, so it literally feels like you got air conditioning in your helmet. One thing I really like about Icon that is not the case with other helmets like this Shoei right here. All Icon shields are standard. They're fog free. This shield itself is fog free, anti-fog. So you don't have to treat it or attach anything else to it to prevent it from fogging up while you're riding. So I really like that, because that, like the other helmet, the Shoei, you have to put an attachment on the inside of the shield that's called a pin lock, and without that little insert, your shield will fog up. So, and that's supposed to be a higher end product, which I don't understand that. That's just, like I said, Icon, they look out for the street riders, and they want you to, know you got a quality product. So this was my first Icon helmet. And because of the Pharaoh graphic, I had to have it. So I don't think you can get the Icon Airframe Pro with the Pharaoh graphic anymore. It's a discontinued graphic. I think they still offer the Airframe Pro, the helmet, but I don't think you can get the Pharaoh any longer. And so a few years later, I started noticing I saw some people at Bike Night that had a Pharaoh helmet, and I looked at it closer, but it was not the Airframe Pro. So it seems that Icon has they've brought back the Pharaoh graphic on one of their later models. This is called the Airform helmet. You can see they sort of put the wording on the back, um, but it's essentially the same graphic. It's got the same winged serpent design with the glaring eyes on the front. So it's still just as catchy. It still draws the eye, and I think this is cool because now that when I eventually meet a lady that wants to ride around with me, we can have matching helmets. So that's pretty cool to me. And this particular model, the Airform, it has another feature that the Airframe Pro does not. It has a drop-down visor. So if you forget your sunglasses, you're still covered. Um, One thing a lot of people don't like about drop-down visors is they don't meet the same safety ratings when they have this feature, because it has more mechanisms, and I believe it means there's some sort of chamber in here, Egyptian burial chamber. But yeah, it has to accommodate for that mechanism that retracts and deploys the drop down visor. So typically, helmets with the drop down visors don't meet the same safety requirements or standards that other helmets do. But just like the Airframe Pro, it's a lightweight, flexible mold, and it has sort of a on the back diffuser. It's got that blue reflective, which I really like that, because on the Airframe Pro, the rear diffuser is just a black tinted. So it it doesn't look bad, but I really like how they've updated it on the new one to have that blue diffuser on the back. So these are my favorite helmet graphics that you can get. Um, there actually is another manufacturer that makes a Boba Fett helmet, but I just I'm not a well. First of all, Boba Fett's color scheme wouldn't go with either of my motorcycles, so that wouldn't work. But I didn't really like the way that they did that. So even though there is a Boba Fett helmet out there, I haven't really been trying to get it. But these I really love these helmets. They complement each other really nicely, and they get a lot of compliments. And a lot of people, a lot of riders, even experienced riders, they may have have a opinion about Icon because they are relatively cheaper helmets than some of the other manufacturers, the more popular manufacturers. But as a 13-year rider, I'm going to tell you, if you invest all your money into a helmet and you don't have gloves and boots or a jacket, then you wasted money on your helmet. And there's a lot of riders that I see nowadays that have just gotten themselves a brand new bike, and they feel the need to have the top of the line helmets. I'm not really going to name the other brands just because this video is about Icon. So that's one of the reasons that I like Icon is the quality you get for the price, and also it's a great safe helmet. I can say that from experience. People can say, "Oh, Icon, if it's cheaper, it's not going to be as good." But like I said in my intro video, I'm a part of the riders. There's only two type of riders. There's ones that have been down and ones that are going down. And knock on wood again. I've never crashed. I've been hit, and when I was hit, I was wearing a full CE level 2 protective suit, as well as gloves, boots, and what helmet was I wearing? I was wearing an Airframe Pro. And this is it. Like I said, I have other helmets that don't have graphics just because they're just more rugged, and I didn't have to worry about it as much. But this was another. I liked my Pharaoh so much the Airframe Pro that I got myself another Airframe Pro, which was this one, and it's the one that I was wearing in the accident. And even though I was knocked out, suffered a minor concussion, um, I did not have any traumatic brain injury. I'm extremely fortunate because let me tell you something. You would rather break every bone in your body than have a brain injury, um, because that can affect your quality of life drastically. And I've known people that that's happened to, and thank the Lord they've made full recoveries. But yeah, the Icon Airframe Pro, it's different. It's a lightweight helmet. The construction of it, and it's not as rigid as other helmets like that Chewy. If like I'll show you this Icon. This is not because the helmet is that old. They're that flexible even new, and I think that may have had something to do with me not getting a brain injury because as you can see, I hit the ground pretty hard and slid uh, with this helmet. And amazingly, like I said, I had a minor concussion. I was knocked out for a short period of time. But as soon as I regained consciousness, I knew who I was and what was going on. And what's really interesting is you see how the majority of the damage on this helmet is on this side, where the impact and the slide was. And funny enough, all that I had was a black eye on the right side. So it mitigated the blunt force trauma. There's internal fiberglass shells in these helmets that upon impact they shatter and dissipate that energy, disperse it. So that's one of the reasons why if you ever drop your helmet, you're supposed to replace it because of that reason. If it experiences a significant blow, drops from about waist height or higher and hits the ground, it's probably best to replace it because some other helmets, and I know this model, these Icon Airframe Pros, they have that inner fiberglass shell that will reduce the overall trauma because it's designed to shatter and dissipate that force. So I really think that this helmet had played a major role in me making a full recovery as far as my head injury, and I'm extremely fortunate and grateful that I had it on. I'll Perhaps I can go into more detail about the motorcycle accident that I was in another video because it would probably take a full video for me to explain everything that happened. Um, but I'm extremely fortunate that this helmet saved me. And another type of helmet that some riders like are the we call them brain buckets, or a German army helmet where it just has the top and it just has a strap. Well, I'm here to tell you right here that if I had only been wearing the top helmet, you can see that right there. That would have been probably my jaw or my face. And the shield was gone when I woke up. It was already gone. So luckily, it didn't affect anything really. But I keep this helmet with me as a reminder. I show it to people and explain to them uh, why it's important to have a good helmet and what it can do for you. And like I said in the intro video, riding gear makes the experience better. It just does. And every time you add a quality piece of gear to your loadout, you notice it when you're like, wow, this is designed for me while I'm riding. So that's another reason I like Icon. Like I said, they champion street riders. It's so cool, man. I couldn't get in the military or anything like that because I have Crohn's disease, so that makes you ineligible. I wrestled for 7 years and coached for three, and I've it's maybe debatable, but I've heard that the physical requirements of that, if you're wanting to go into the Marines or something like that, then you're pretty much already ready for as far as physical ability. But Icon, they have a program, or it's called Busted and Broken, and you can take pictures and show them that their gear saved you, and they will send you a patch that's not available for purchase, or you can't receive this anywhere else except through their Busted and Broken program. And so I sent them that picture of and the little bit of a explanation of what happened with the Icon Airframe Pro, and they sent me this survivor patch, man. And like I said, I've never been in the military. I couldn't get in the military or anything like that. So to me, this is I earned this patch. It's a way of them showing a little bit of love to the riders for making it through and giving you a little patch of distinction or honor or whatever you want to call it. So I really think this is very cool, and it's very special to me, this survivor patch, and I keep it with me also. So I thought that was pretty cool to have. And so that pretty much is going to wrap up this video. You can let me know what other gear you'd like to see. I have gloves, leathers, boots. We can even maybe take a look at one of the bikes in one of the videos. There's a lot of motorcycle channels, and so that's not necessarily what I wanted this channel to be right off the bat. In fact, I was okay with it being more of a collector action figure, channel also, rather than just a motorcycle channel. So that's just part of my world. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening, and hopefully I've explained a little bit about what it means to have a quality helmet, and that's the Pharaohs. So thank you guys for watching, and just remember, you're gonna need more than that crotch rocket.